How's it going, everyone? In today's video, we have some big news on an ex-female star returning soon, Stone Cold Steve Austin returning for another match, and a whole lot more. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get the latest wrestling news. Alright guys, so for our first story of today, we have some very sad news on R-Truth. So after losing to Grayson Waller on NXT this week via referee stoppage, the injury that he sustained in that match appears to be very bad, as the Wrestling Observer reports that the belief in WWE is that R-Truth sadly suffered a torn quad during his match against Grayson Waller, which is a very serious injury that would keep him out of action for several months. So we wish R-Truth a full and speedy recovery. Next up, we have some news on big plans for an NXT star on the main roster. So from the looks of it, WWE higher-ups are already planning big things for an NXT superstar, because according to WrestleVotes, Triple H really likes Grayson Waller, so much so that he is believed to be planning a Kevin Owens-like call-up for the 32-year-old. However, it is important to note that Grayson Waller could potentially stay in NXT for the time being until WWE Creative comes up with something big for his main roster call-up. Next, we have some news on Stone Cold's return to the ring. So even though it appeared like Stone Cold wrestled his last match against Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 38, it looks like another match for Stone Cold Steve Austin is very likely, as WrestleVotes reports via Give Me Sport that Steve Austin was so elated with his WrestleMania match against Kevin Owens that the belief in WWE is that he would be open to wrestle again soon. Therefore, it seems like there is a very good chance that Stone Cold Steve Austin could wrestle again for WWE. Next up, we have some big news on Triple H interested in bringing back an ex-female star. So over the past few weeks, many female stars have made their return to the company, like Emma, who recently returned to the company after 5 years. Well, according to a new report from Fightful.com, Triple H is interested in bringing back Mia Yim soon, following her departure from Impact Wrestling. And although no date has been given for her return, she is expected to be brought back very soon. So now guys, I want to give you my thoughts and opinions on all of the topics that we discussed today. Starting off with our first topic, we did have some very unfortunate news for R-Truth, because the Wrestling Observer reports that R-Truth is believed to have suffered a torn quad during his match against Grayson Waller on NXT this week, and it is very likely that he could be out of action for at least 4 months. So that is very sad news for R-Truth, because when he was in NXT, a lot of fans were very happy to see him back. However, he could be out of action for at least 4 months, so we wish R-Truth a full and speedy recovery. The next story that we talked about was big plans for an NXT star on the main roster. And according to a report from WrestleVotes, they are saying that Triple H likes Grayson Waller, and it is believed that that Triple H is planning a Kevin Owens-like call-up for Grayson Waller. So that will be very interesting to see what ends up happening with him, because he is still an NXT star, and the report also did say that he could remain in NXT until WWE Creative comes up with something big for his main roster call-up. And I do think that Grayson Waller could have a very good career on the main roster. The next story that we talked about was Stone Cold Steve Austin likely returning to the ring for WWE, as WrestleVotes reported via Give Me Sport that Stone Cold Steve Austin was so happy with his match against Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 38 that the belief in WWE is that he would be open to wrestle again. However, that obviously remains to be seen. But in my opinion, guys, I do think that if Stone Cold Steve Austin returns for another match, that is not a surprise, but something that is advertised and planned. I think that that would be very good for fans, and everyone would be interested to see Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestle again. The next story that we talked about was Triple H interested in bringing back another ex-female star, and according to a new report from Fightful.com, that superstar is a former NXT star and also former member of Retribution, Mia Yim. Triple H is interested in bringing her back soon, and in my opinion, guys, I do think that Mia Yim could potentially return to WWE. However, as we all know, Keith Lee, her husband, is in AEW, so that could also be another destination for her. So it's pretty much 50-50 in my opinion. So I guess we will have to wait and see what will happen with Mia Yim moving forward. So with that being said, guys, that is all of the news that we have for today. Make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions about all of the topics that we discussed today in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.